Let's rock.
Let's roll.
RimWorld. That's not the quote.
On the one auto controller?
It's an hour of the day, you know. Someone's got to say
9/11?
Yeah. Let's roll. Are you kidding? I mean, not that I'm particularly observant of this day myself, but I mean, even I know about that story.
Wait, now I'm just like, is there a connection?
It's a famous quote from Flight 93 that was brought down in Pennsylvania.
What was that?
Let's roll.
I'm not familiar with that either.
All right, I'm seriously just wondering if you're trolling me or if this is real. I have no idea.
I assume I just forgot.
I'm gonna check my facts here because I'm pretty sure I'm correct, but.
Oh, I'm willing to believe it, especially who's on extreme. Oh, eats, loves, kills. What's their problem?
Drugs.
Oh God.
He got drugs administered to wake him up because he was unconscious. So he's probably going up.
I'm not crazy.
His mood is going up.
Honestly, I mean, never mind.
No, I think the context was when they were.
Garrett, I'm surprised isn't familiar because, like, considering there's like a country song based on the quote.
That's not the kind of country.
I'm sure.
Okay,
I don't like country at all.
I do believe you at this point because it's gone on long enough that you must be telling the truth.
I made sure I was correct.
You fact checked? All right.
But then, yeah.
I said 9/11 is a joke, but it turns out that was actually what it was. So
I was like, "Are you guys not?"
Put me off
I know we're none of us probably observed the day in any kind of special way. But...
Yeah, there's nothing to observe. It's not like people.
Yeah, I agree.
Special on December 7th for Pearl Harbor. It's it was an inciting thing that kicked off a war. It's a tragedy for certain, but it's like, what do you do to observe it other than acknowledge that it happened?
Right. It holds like no particular consequences for me as a person beyond the bulk consequences to the nation.
Same. Just a lot, sort of mythology sprung up around that day.
Yeah.
And what, I mean, it's recorded, like. And,
oh, we got a crypto sleep casket made.
Yeah,
First
whatever.
one.
Are your streams up?
Yeah.
Should be.
Okay.
Yeah, we're up and recording. That's all. That's all in the episode. The episode is starting on 9/11.
Yeah. Proudly. Go America.
Oh yeah, I got to put this Carnosaurus in the thumbnail. Well.
I mean, as it should, Jesse, you anti-American weirdo.
I'm not anti-America any more than I'm anti any other country. I think that makes sense. Did I say that right?
Yes. Yeah, more
You're
or less,
anti-civilization. I get
it.
What I mean is America's a fine enough place to live.
Yeah. But the meme comes up of like, things are good, but they could be better.
Exactly. I'm not one of those really fuck this place or whatever.
Yeah, no. Neither am I at any level. Like, as much as a bleeding heart liberal as I can be, I've never had like my sentiment that you would say in a way would be anti-America is more so anti-humans.
Yes.
Like, just fuck the species. Americans are just a tiny little tip of the iceberg in terms of how terrible human beings and mammals in general are.
I'm anti-corporation.
Yep.
Anti-stock market, despite the fact that I participate in it.
Now, see, that one gets me. Like, I only even begrudgingly read off the stock markets because that comes across my headlines, and I'd rather talk stock market, like just the top 3 numbers, than talk
You're anti the
politics.
stock market screwing you over.
Wait, no. Hold on. Step back. Which part surprised you? That I participate in the stock market or that I'm anti-stock
Yes.
market?
Well, both of those exist simultaneously.
Yes, because I would not say I'm a hypocrite. I consider myself an opportunist, let's say. All right. I think
Still a hypocrite.
I think the financial systems we have that enable people to participate in businesses they have no personal stake in as a money-making scheme is very fucking damaging, but also I too need money to live.
Yeah.
That's what jobs are for.
Yeah, but like, okay, look, if you work a job, you're never going to get ahead because the job market is designed to keep you perpetually working.
Yeah.
And fuck that shit.
I mean, there's no getting out of it with our generation.
Money makes money, so you got to figure out a way to get more money so you can reach that critical mass where your money just generates more money.
And if you're not just born with it, you're kind of screwed.
Yes.
Or luck into it.
Exactly. You got to get lucky, right? You got to throw a little money in the stock market.
Big time luck. Yeah.
And hit some big luck and then get out. It's like the lottery, except it's like the lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's a lottery.
And I do neither of those things, so...
Yeah.
Except as a sort of vague concept, not
it's like the lottery, but you can win a little bit, which I guess is like the lottery.
Yeah. It's on second thought, it's actually the lottery. Just more of a vague concept.
I think there's
literally
nothing
the lottery.
inherently wrong with having investors in a business, but I think those investors need to be people who are actually like specific. They need to be like
we actually give a shit about what you're doing here.
Right. They need to be people who aren't just
pause it.
What?
Which is never the case.
Oh, that's fine.
No, it's not. It's in the walls.
A little bit.
In the walls.
Like, I'm trying to pause it, and somebody keeps hitting go over and over again.
That wasn't me.
I mean, we're currently unpaused. Are we intended to be
I
unpaused?
unpaused it. I paused it to stop the spread while I can draft someone and get on this.
I've never touched the play or stop or whatever controls, so
I don't know. Maybe I was doing it subconsciously. I have no idea.
you must have been.
I was
I'm
on a
pretty sure,
whole
yeah.
thing. So
I'm trying to defend your terrible life choices.
But yeah, I think investors in businesses should be people who are actually choosing to invest in a business because of the business and have some stake in the success of that business, as opposed to speculators who are simply looking for a get-rich-quick scheme and don't actually care about the business they're investing in or how that business performs long term.
I'm sure the former happens, but the latter happens more often.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's basically like insurance. Insurance and banking started as a good idea with somewhat noble intentions and has long ago turned into something completely and utterly corrupted.
Yeah. Conceptually, the stock market allows Joe Schmo to go invest, $100 in a business he feels strongly about and see some sort of return from his investment. But in practice, it's just rich Wall Street exec types who invest ungodly amounts of money in random ass fucking businesses and manipulate the market to make more money.
It's a win more mechanic,
Yeah.
which are terrible design.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pay to win.
Which is very poorly
Have money,
regulated.
win game.
Yep.
Vote for me this upcoming election.
I'd rather vote for Pedro.
I have no actual policies with which to help us.
Yeah. Well, you have a concept of a policy at least, right?
Yeah.
Also,
I believe that. That's good enough for me.
Yep.
I can identify the problems, but I cannot tell you what the solutions are.
Yeah.
He didn't even have that.
Like
Just had
beyond,
no.
you know, don't do that.
You know,
This system is
prob-
bad. Perhaps we should stop the system.
The problems or
Which
whatever
is-
my opponents are doing,
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not.
or whatever I believe my opponents are
You
doing,
can't just viably
Right.
like shut down the stock market, right?
or
No.
whatever I'm just saying, whatever the fuck my opponents
It's
are doing.
a multinational global system that somehow
they're-
we've all agreed to be
Yep.
part of.
They're eating the dinosaurs.
Yep. What?
In Springfield, they're eating the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah,
They're,
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
eating the
yes,
Troodons.
yes.
They're
Right
eating
off the street.
the Coelacanthus. They're
All
just
the
eating 'em.
iguanodons and spitting out the thumb spikes. like, like so much chicken bones.
Was there a reason it was Springfield? Like, I don't know the context of any of that, really.
Me neither. I think some people were trying to justify it in that there's like a
It's a swing
body
state.
cam. Well, no, there's a body cam video. I haven't like went and watched it myself to confirm anything, but like the cop said like somebody tweaking on meth that they had like cornered on a street and like the person like bit or took a bite out of a cat or something that they were winging around. Something really crazy and yeah.
It reminds me of like the kitty litter meme going around.
Same exact thing. It
Like,
was
just
it
some
was,
bullshit.
There was
spread
something that
to
happened that it got memed. It got
drum up.
memetically mutated. It
Yeah.
like came from like some
Drum up
crazy
hysterical, right
Yeah.
wingers into voting, even though it was complete contrived garbage.
right. That's what I think is going on there is like, and I bet you fucking money.
Or xenophobia specifically, and in the case of
yeah.
the kitty litter stuff, like anti-LGBTQ stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to
It's
explain
all
that one.
crap. Yeah.
I don't remember how it segued into it, but I got to explain that one in a very and maybe not politically correct, but very simplistic and nice terms to a pastor this last weekend.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, well, I mean the guys I play board games with, their dads are
The eating pets thing.
No, that didn't came up. That was that was the kitty litter.
Oh, the kitty
thing.
litter. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Because I was talking about how a buddy of mine who was covering the Packer game.
Where the fuck am I going? Oh, to get this
Cold
steel
snap.
way up here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we're good for crops anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
750 corn, 600 corn, 462 rice, and we have bushels of it growing.
Okay, I flagged the
Yep.
steel at the top of the map to haul urgently because I just ran all the way to the top of the map to grab a little bit of steel for a crafting recipe, and this is not good.
That's fine by me.
This is horrendously inefficient. But I have a creativity inspiration, so I'm gonna make a excellent quality vest or something. I think, which maybe that's not how this works, but I think that's what it said. I should probably actually read
That's
it.
not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Oops, shit! I clicked on the world. What a mistake. Messages? No, that's just the cold snap. Yeah, I don't even know how I go back and look at the details of my inspiration. We'll just assume this works. Like, there's probably somewhere I can actually see the details of this again, but fuck if I know where.
And then there's my jackass who ran through the field, cutting down herbal ferns, and let them sit. Like a dumbass.
Was your friend receptive to your
Oh no, that's what.
corrections?
No, that was the thing. I don't remember how we got into it. We started talking about, and I was bringing up.
Yeah,
we
what?
had a good conversation going because this was
Cool.
very nice. Was an old friend from high school that I was very good friends with. He had a comparatively sheltered upbringing, like not super religious, but fairly religious, and I introduced him to things like CKY and
Oh.
Kevin Smith. And like I think I lent him Dogma at one point, definitely. But he had since me and him lost touch after college, and he doubled down on that. So like in college, he was literally dating a stripper at one point. Took a stripper home from the club. He had that level of fucking charisma, like double passion for charisma.
As the
Totally.
kids say, he
The
had
Riz,
he had
yes.
Riz.
Yes, I made that joke when I was explaining this story to my even older buddy at work, and he's like,
I think it took me like a month to figure out that that's what that meant.
well, that's what they claim. That's not it, and I don't know if they're just being contrarian or it really isn't. It's just the matter of like this is the easiest thing to explain.
They're trying to get the old folks off their their words.
Right, and but
Like stop using it.
Well, whatever,
Yeah.
it's fine
I
because
don't
Riz
think
is a
that's
dump
it.
stat anyway.
Yeah, fuck you. Only for your smart ass, fucking high int, low whiz.
It's a dump stat in New Vegas and like D&D 3.5 at least.
And clearly IRL.
Perhaps.
Not for me.
Am I still forced? Oh shit.
I try to jack up on Riz all day.
Bet you jack something.
What?
You
How
set that
dare
one
you.
up. I had to take that one.
How dare you?
Oh like, no, I put on the fucking dinosaur onesie.
Ha! Furry. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It might be the temperature drove me to do that.
I think so. I think they're like Parketeer. I think you looked into their stats at one point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it says in its description too that it's for that.
Right.
Well, it is cold snapped and shit's dying, so it might be worth investigating parkas more.
But we're having a good conversation
about
all kinds of stuff because he's been married and has several kids and is going through a divorce. So, like, it was a catch up thing, and as part of the catch up, like, we clearly have much different moral and pragmatic and outlooks on life now through the sphere of like things that we've been through. And I brought that one up in terms of like, I mean, there's some things I get that have basis of in reality, but then there's like, how does no one ever catch on when those stories about, oh, they have kitty litter and classrooms to accommodate the furries, and I'm like, but why has nobody ever said I seen it? It's always my cousin's father's nephew's former roommate's kid goes to the school that's an hour and a half away and they seen it.
Yeah.
It's never seen it. It's never even someone that you know like well and trustworthy firsthand, and like they told you like, oh yeah, I was in the school that's, you know, in our town and I seen it. And they tell you it's never ever that. God damn it. So the non-cold snap stuff is getting ate by the herbivores.
Oh.
The stuff that survived it, thanks to you. Little bastards. There is good eating ferns all over this compound, and you're gonna go in our building and eat it. Little fuckers.
Compound.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm explaining that, and I don't remember why I was specifically telling it to the.
I associate that word with Jurassic Park and cults.
Yeah. Definitely not cults, just Jurassic Park for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Visitor centers and compounds.
You're lucky then.
Yeah. I haven't been in enough of them apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
Right. But no, I just found it funny that when I started telling him about that, it's like, how does nobody question when they hear this story, like how it's always like I have a girlfriend in Canada, she's totally real. It's always that kind of thing, and no one questions it. And then I told him, but I have heard that there is like the origins of how the myth got started was the
shit. We should probably hunt.
Oh, can do. The origins of how it started was the only 3 iguanodons. Hell yeah, and one's baby. Was somebody that actually did have kitty litter in like in the classroom, like for lockdown drills or something like that.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, though, it was just like, maybe this is something that's recommended out
Which
there or
is,
happened once.
terrifying in and of itself.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's fucked up, utterly, completely, and totally. That this
and
is
they
even a
did
thing,
they
and it got
extrapolated it
twisted.
to mean something. Yeah, like
Yeah. Yep.
this horrifying indicator of like where we are on gun violence in schools gets twisted into something that can be used to assault, left-leaning people because they got sexual kinks,
Nice shooting text.
supposedly.
Right. But that was the
It's
other
just
thing. I didn't have to explain that part, but I did have to explain what a
yeah, of
furry
course.
was
It's
to the
just
pastor, which was an event of like, I'm like, how do I make sure to get this clean across? I'm like, it's someone who believes spiritually and internally that they are actually an animal. And I'm like, that's as boiled down simple as you can get, and that's not. There's no implications. There's
Does it
no.
require actual belief? Can it not just be a hobbyist thing?
I'm sure it can, but I feel like the people that would do it as a hobby aren't the ones that are trying to wear their fursuits outside of conventions and stuff. Which, as I understand it, does happen. The same way that some people will try and
right.
wear, like, cosplays outside of conventions, and they get, understandably, people being like, the fuck, bro? Don't get me wrong, if I had my choice, I would absolutely not cosplay, but I would fucking love to have
A
excuse to
fursuit?
wear a cloak.
I mean, we know somebody prominent in the community who wore a cloak all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that just is. He owned a card store. He was like perfectly set up to be able to be like, nah, no one's really gonna question that.
He got a physics degree or whatever at the university, and also like made their Facebook page wearing a cloak, which they mentioned in
Yep.
the description. Like his, I don't know, unique fashion sense or something like that was the way they described it.
Right.
Get them, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for. Although, admittedly, the simpler version of that, which you can get away with, especially in our state, and I kind of am making tentative plans. It's going to be a big investment for me at some point here, after I get a few other more pressing things purchased. Is I want to get myself like a nice, legitimate, and well-fitting trench coat for the winter.
There's I had my eye on like a I don't know what you would describe it. It's almost like a hooded cloth poncho.
Hmm.
Like a like part trench coat, part hooded poncho thing.
That sounds like some Jedi shit.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, that's actually probably a pretty apt comparison for it. But
Nice.
it's
I
also
dig
like
it.
gothically styled and shit.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't think you'd be interested if it wasn't. I was gonna ask like I'd ask for like the link of where you're checking this out, but I'm like, yeah, it's probably leather, and I don't want that.
No, it's like pretty sure that one was cloth that I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
This is neophoric, I think.
But I was thinking
Sorry?
because of my line of work that what I could look for is like I was thinking of, you guys might not be familiar with it all, but I watched a lot of oldie shows when I was a kid growing up with Nick at Night, and whatchamacallit, WKRP in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
They had a dorky, nerdy, like on the scene reporter in the show, and I feel like I remember a few scenes of him when he would be on location because it's Cincinnati, so it's cold enough, and he would wear that what used to be associated with like detectives and reporters of that kind of khaki dark brown or lightish brown long coat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I could get if I got a hold of one of those because of my line of work. Nobody would be too like, what the hell, man? It'd be like, oh yeah, I suppose.
I think that's entirely reasonable. I mean, I fucking wear trench coats.
Right. No, it's something I've always wanted to my entire life. It'd just be a trick. I don't know if I'd go as nuts as when in high school I almost got away with wearing a lab coat to school, simply because my principal was that kind of moron where I bargained with him when I got called to the office because I wore my Silent Bob trench coat to school one day, and everybody did what you would expect people to do in the mid 2000s with a trench coat in a school, and it's like, oh, cool, great.
Hopefully, modern gun violence has shown that the trench coat is not a necessary component of the
Yeah.
massacre.
In fact, what it really does in almost every other scenario is draws way too much attention to you
Yeah.
and defeats the entire purpose. Yeah, no, I think we've moved far enough away from Columbine that nobody associates, except, well, people in our generation do, but the up and coming generations don't associate that with, because they get shooters of every shape and size and
Yeah,
demographic.
they had something more horrifying.
Yeah, they get regular threats of it.
Anybody
You
can
know,
shoot you.
That's fucking true, man. None of these modern shootings become Columbines, and they don't become this like singular named event. It's just
Nope.
another one.
Yep.
Well, it's because they happen once or more a week.
Yeah.
Like, there was just another one. There's a big manhunt for one down in Kentucky on I-75 that luckily nobody killed, but injured 5 people, and they've been like searching through the hard snow in early September or
Well,
September.
the cold snap is still active here.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's
So
just
it's
it
going to
would
be
have
a
been
hell
rain.
of a winter because we're
Yeah.
going to be cold snap through the fall, then go properly into winter.
Yeah. So
Yep.
extra long winter, basically.
And we only have 40 medicine right now.
Yeah. Well, I murdered a lot of animals, so we got meat coming in at least. The veg stockpile is actually not looking that good.
No, it's not, because of the early cold snap.
Yeah, I have the we have the new, or not new, but we have the greenhouse over here sealed back up. I did that.
Yep.
So. We'll have to keep an eye on power. Could turn on this this ship reactor whenever we need to if the power starts to really bottom out. It shouldn't, because we made it through a winter before without persistent issues with that. Oh, the cold snap ended. Oh, it was a short one. Oh shit.
Cool.
Reprieve. I'm not gonna take the roof off the
No,
the secondary greenhouse though.
not in the winter. We want that stuff to grow.
Yeah, it's not worth pulling the roof off for like 2 weeks.
Nope. But it's not going to be enough to get our other crops going, is the problem.
Yeah, they'll probably get replanted and just die in winter, so.
Yep.
We could turn off sowing on these areas to save on labor, but maybe they'll grow enough that the animals can at least eat them or something. I don't know.
Right. Well, for now, they just keep eating our goddamn ferns. But yeah, we've been swapping those over to
Honestly,
heal root and not ferns.
I wonder if we should start just growing like a field of hay somewhere in here. That might be
Not the worst idea.
Yeah, we could try that. Because like these central areas are pretty well cleaned out.
We could try it, but I did do some research during my save, and I've seen some people claim that it's not worth the time, effort, and all that, and use of space. Like,
it wouldn't surprise me that that's true.
Right, like the regular plants, hay does not grow at any high enough of a ratio. Although, however, the people that were talking down to that were like, were most likely min-maxing, as they were saying, well, yeah, just instead make kibble. Like, we've never made kibble.
Right.
So that's one of the big things there. We have monumentally more animals than most anybody else does.
I've never been convinced by kibble because, like, do you actually save on food consumption with the time it takes to make kibble and everything factored in? Like, does the calculus actually work out? Is it actually worth the effort?
I don't know, but I imagine that people who are doing those aren't working with a mod pack where they have herds of animals. They probably just have. I mean, in theory, I don't remember how much else I read about that.
Like kibble makes sense if you have carnivorous animals and you're not able to keep them fed, because you can make kibble out of like you're making, well, you're also converting like some amount of plant material into food edible by carnivores, right?
Yeah.
So you're making the meat last longer. But with all these dinosaurs running around, like, we haven't really struggled with our meat
As long
reserve
as
as
we remember
long
to
as we're on
hunt.
top of the hunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
When we
just been
slack on
labor
hunting,
that's been
yep.
the issue.
Yep.
Should go murder this Anki out here, probably.
I actually just sent somebody. Well, there's two Ankies. There's a solo Pola. I sent us after that one.
Loweros.
Well, that didn't take long.
Holocampus Revamped. Who's on
Gold's hunting it.
Oh, he's got friends. It's fine.
Yeah.
Probably.
He'll be fine. Yep. Intercepted.
Yeah, because I drafted the animals up to attack
Oh,
it.
okay.
Holy fuck, the game is running slow. Jesus Christ. Why did that slow to the slowest speed ever? Okay, now it's going a little bit better. That's weird.
We've got too many critters. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Too many critters, not enough hoes.
Yeah, that's
That's
probably
how the
it.
song goes. It's his birthday today.
That'll do.
I couldn't play any, but I've been thinking about ludicrous songs all day, because I can't play them.
I get you. All right, I'm gonna go kill everything down south.
The game got switched, so y'all go suck my dick, biatch.
Okay, we do have some meat in the overflow at least, so they're not like starving out. Alright, kill squad assembled.
Yeah, we missed out on that Dimetrodon. As soon as I seen it tonight, it was already rotting.
Yeah.
Leveled up blue shooting. What?
Hey, hold still, you shits. Let me shoot you. There we go. Yep, dead already.
He's at it again!
Out of range. Out of range my ass.
It technically is, yeah.
Get the baby. Don't let it leave.
Kill the web.
Something Jesse says all the time.
Yeah. Where's that baby think it's going? Kill it.
Don't let it go.
What?
Creating a join point.
Yep. Gotta desync. Only lost Garrett, though.
Yep.
Weird, we don't usually just lose one. This is very unusual. If anyone pause, the theory just dies. Okay. Might be time to let him go. Almost stay over. It's nice of you. Alright, I think that's everything hauled in from this massacre. Okay, we have how many humans to evacuate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 humans? Yeah. Leave the Argonians behind to face the meteor, or should we try to evac everybody?
I think we leave no one behind. I mean, right?
16 pods then? 6, 12, 18. Okay. We can do that.
Are we that close? I didn't realize we were ready or near that level.
Oh, we're close. We're missing the engines for the ship, and then we're building the pods and spine right now. We got
Yep.
the sensor, the computer core, the engine, or the reactor. We just need the propulsion systems.
What would you give as a rough ETA, barring no major setbacks?
Really depends on if we run out of raw resources or not. That'll be the big delay.
Okay.
Like if we don't have enough uranium or something, then suddenly it'll be a thing. Blast steel, etc. Looks like we mined out the last of the overworld steel we can see as well.
To be
Plenty of
expected.
slag still. There's still the possibility, or almost certainly still going to be nodes hidden on the map. We haven't found yet, but probably not worth the effort of trying to find them since we've done a pretty good job strip mining already. Like maybe this structure or this chunk of rock here is worth cutting through one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a Capro that killed this Stegosaurus down south already.
Dibs.
Might be worth mining through this too.
Oh, inspired taming, Jesse. I just caught that.
Yeah, we've had a. Oh wow, I was inspired already earlier today. That's surprising.
Well, your last inspiration was art.
My last inspiration was crafting quality.
Oh, craft. I thought it was. I just know we got a masterwork.
Oh yeah, I think it's the same one that can be art.
Okay.
It's not, but it's not explicitly art. It's probably the best inspiration we can get, unless you need shooting for survival. Angry is fully healed. Who? Excuse me? Who the fuck is angry? Is it you, Tyrannus? Can't remember all the named animals.
We have a couple of them.
Oh, Frenzy on Mushinto. Nice. Okay, reassign some animals because there's a bunch that are on like Daisuke for some reason.
Because he goes out in the field and collects things and can't
Right, I
fight for
suppose that's
himself.
true.
Also,
I'm
he
not
has
sure
high
he needs
animals.
like 8 animals though.
Well, he didn't have 8, but yeah, he had a couple big ones because he was one of the few people that can control the big ones too.
Yeah, he's got his friends flag to follow him. His named bonded animals specifically too. I also tasked the Borealopeltas to everybody. Even though they're not full grown, they're kind of the most disposable, I think, right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever.
Cliche
Hot
the
topic.
Carcharodontosaurus, fun.
Oh yeah, I think bonded right away, didn't it?
Let's be.
Other pop culture topics we can discuss here on this first episode tonight. Linkin Park new lead singer. Holy shit.
Oh no shit.
Yep. Unfortunately, they are a Scientologist, which is the religion that is famously does not believe in psychiatry or therapy, taking over lead singing for a band where the former lead singer killed himself after decades of dealing with depression.
Intriguing.
Also, they publicly defended, stood by, and were an apologist for Danny Masterson during his sexual assault charges and trial
Oh.
and jailing.
Well, I did not do a thorough background check, evidently.
Well, they claim the Shinoda and the rest of the band claim that they did a few sessions with other guest artists during after pandemic, and the lead singer they selected is the one that they were the happiest with. So, yeah, maybe not a background check, but they apparently didn't get to know this person very well.
Mm-hmm.
They should have just went the Wayne Static route and made a robot.
What did they actually do with Static X?
I think they made a robot, didn't they?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure they got a new lead singer. I'm pretty much certain it's not a robot.
Hold on. To the internet.
They might have like a robot standee or something at concerts that looks like Wayne to be an homage to him or something.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is there's a robot, so I don't actually know what the deal is. Let's find out.
I'd put money on it that if there really was one involved, it's what I said. They pull the gorillas where maybe the actual singer or the replacement singer doesn't even on stage, but I doubt that's the case. They're basically a robot mannequin that looks like Wayne, always with the band still. That'd be a good homage for a weird band.
Okay, so they have their vocalist is unidentified, pretends to be robotic Wayne Static.
Okay, so yeah. That's another good. That's not what I was thinking, but that's another good way of doing it.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually. I've never actually heard anything new. Like my interest in Static X is long since passed.
Yeah. Yeah, I still like those couple of albums from late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, no, there's still a few
I just haven't kept up on anything after those.
decent
Never
albums, but
revisited.
like it's nothing that I go looking for anymore. Little too much metal in the industrial.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. What am I getting bleep blooped?
A decent stockpile of herbal medicine.
Oh, that's good. Where'd that come from? Oh, just gathering out from out in the wild, I assume.
Might have been. There was a bunch in the freezer that probably the raptors brought in.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
So somebody went and collected all of it out of the freezer and moved it to medical
Must have.
storage.
Yeah.
Because the raptors, I don't think are allowed in there because it's the hospital. We don't want them tracking dirt in, so they can only take it to the freezer.
I see. That must be a large part of it.
Yeah, it might have been that we when you mentioned earlier that we were low on medicine, we might not have been as low as you thought because there might have been 20 in the freezer or something.
I did
Yeah.
set whatever was grown to harvest, but I didn't know about that. So that must have been a bunch of it then.
Yeah, I also flagged like, I don't know, 5 or so wild nodes inside the walls for harvest. Not too much, but a little bit adds up.
Okay.
Just kind of keeping an eye on stuff. I haven't gone out and harvested any on the map, the larger map, because then somebody's going to haul it in, and I don't feel like babysitting that. But if it's inside the walls, the raptors haul it to the freezer, and we don't have to worry about it. I suppose that's an argument for like conquering a larger part of the map, even. More territory for the raptors to administer.
Well, I worry about like raids and shit, like getting in the walls. Easier.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that much. We can even they'll use the doors. So like, for instance, if we put in this wall here I just made, and we add this little section to the base,
Right.
it doesn't really compromise base security at all.
Mm-hmm. True.
Other than the fact that like any enemies that do land in there are just going to go immediately for this wooden door because it's the only exit. They'll still have to break through it. We'll still have time.
I mean, you probably could have went a little bit farther, but I don't know what your
We
idea
also
was.
just put a door on the other side. I'm just
Right.
it's this wall already extends down, so there's already like a little box here we can annex that's almost closed off anyway.
Right. Sure. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. So then.
I'm also
Feeling
looking. I'm also
good.
just kind of looking at like the eaten out radius, which is like
Whoa.
largely centered around where the most of the animals sleep, right? So
Right,
annexing
'cause
this
they're
little
not
bit.
getting they're not getting down here at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Or over here. They kind of suck.
So if we like, and like they can literally go up in here and eat it. There's tons of shit and they just don't. But this is like right next to a barren patch, so this section should be.
In
viable.
theory. I
Yeah.
fear it's gonna end up like this corner though. It's like
Yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of curious how if it's like the doors that stop them from going up there much, but like this part here is depleted. They do go in here. They just don't go further up. And it's got to be kind of them sort of lassoing to either their sleeping spots or whatever the game thinks the middle of the base kind of is. I don't know.
yeah.
Are sort of the regions kind of funky where they won't like go here or something?
No, the region includes all of this space.
Okay.
It's also probably just, the rate at which stuff regrows versus how much further the animals have to go to find food. There's like a balance to that.
Yeah.
Regrows. It's like roads. It's a funny word. Roads. Roads.
You having a stroke? Should we be worried?
Nah, I'm high on NOS. Got a leak in the car. Gotta take this guy back to Albuquerque. He's 1 in 4 counties for fucking a beagle.
What?
Black sheep.
Oh.
I haven't seen it in a while, so I butchered the quote somewhat, but it's like I think it's something like that. He's like wanted for like killing a horse and fucking a beagle or something, and screwing a beagle or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember that bit. Speaking of that era of comedies, apparently Happy Gilmore 2 is going to be a thing.
I'm cool with it.
I just find it to be a strange choice.
Of all his ones to revisit, I think that's my top one because
I find revisiting any of those to be a strange choice because we live in now, not 1995 or what the fuck ever.
well, let's just say if you still keep it just as a general sports flick, which we are far more lacking of in this day and age. Like I think the market's even less saturated than it was back then. I think it'll do just fine on itself as long as it's like on par with the 90s Adam Sandler stuff, and I feel like he's done enough serious roles lately that I think hopefully he's got like some jokes squirreled away that'll work well for this.
Yeah, who knows?
I have hope for it, but I really fucking like Happy Gilmore. The
Carl
only
Weathers
one
is gone.
He's got like one of the fucking most mixed like filmographies in history.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Like
no
literal
argument
scam
there.
flicks, classic comedies, trash, actual
Yep.
dramatic roles, well acted. It's like
Yep.
the fuck.
Yeah, I want to say like his last well-received one was Uncut Gems, and that one was apparently pretty hardcore and heavy-handed. Like
Yeah,
well-received though, like critically
right.
well-received. And but then also he has,
I think he
yeah,
had a few
it's
other dramatic roles around that time too that were like notable. I haven't seen any of that stuff.
yeah. I mean, I never bother either. I don't, and those ones don't get played on cable TV, which I watch when I'm cooking in the kitchen and stuff, as opposed to like even his more recent. Oh, I guess recent is a only in comparison, but like I don't think I never seen any of his Netflix movies that he made, but like he had that one.
Yeah.
He tried to go to the well with Drew Barrymore again, like with the mixed family or something like that, and had Terry Crews and a
I
lot of
think all
other
this
folks.
Netflix stuff are all pretty considered garbage. So.
I think so too. Yeah, it was definitely more of a quantity over quality by a long shot, whatever the contract he took was.
Yeah, or straight up a let's slap something together to take Netflix's money. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
And hang out with my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We'll just get all my buddies a paycheck. We'll take this money. Who fucking cares?
Yep. Some people, some stoners on Netflix will put it on, and then they'll go and watch one of the actually good old ones. It's like, although admittedly, uh, and again, this is one of those things where, like, yeah, I feel like, oh yeah, one of his last good or comedies that's well received, and I think that's still over 10 years old itself, is the Grown Ups movies, which, like, by the masses are well received.
Right.
Like those, they're not, nobody like in most of our circles enjoys or gives a damn about them, but I'm pretty sure the masses are all about them, or not all about them, but I see them memed enough, and yeah, I think they're cool with them.
Yeah. I prefer Chris Farley's filmography anyway.
Oh yeah.
And even that was like tapering down towards the end. We don't know if he would have been able to resurge it, but like Beverly Hill Ninjas wasn't bad. I still enjoy it just fine. But then Almost Heroes and things like that were like, yeah, the trajectory was going. The question would have been, would Shrek have been what it is with Farley's run instead of Myers? That's the question we'll never have the answer to. The what if there.
Yeah,
Because
was
Shrek
there
is like insanely. Oh, Tomimus, no. Why can't we be friends?
where are you? Where are you
Going after
going?
Heel Root. Heel Root.
Okay. Well, now you have to defend yourself.
I'm gonna run like hell. I am far enough away, and I'm pretty sure this Yudi that's on the way coming to help me. I hope it's one of my Udis just going slow with fucking molasses. That Tomimus is cooking though, damn.
Yeah.
He's hungry. That boy wants to eat.
Yeah.
Yankee, help!
Not my Yankee.
Oh, there, he's just going.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh no!
Nope.
that was so perfect.
Suddenly I'm not hungry.
You Tyrannus! Oh no!
I'm gonna go back out there see what he does.
It's gonna just hunt again. Maybe not right away, but like soon. You should just kill it. Like, if that's your
What are you gonna do
Uteranus,
with?
which it probably is, just go
I think
for
the
it.
UD and the Rex are both.
Oh,
my main.
Yeah, just
We're
start,
coming
just
in,
start
too.
blasting.
Intercept. Oh, no,
Oh,
no.
nice.
Yep.
Smoked him.
Yeah, shot his liver out.
That isn't a liver shot. Should not drop something that quickly.
You destroyed his liver completely. That is lethal.
That's. I mean, lethal, but that thing dropped where it stood. I'm speaking as a person who has killed large animals, probably the size of a Tamimus.
Yeah, well, your assault rifle blasts all went through its body and poured its guts out. So what do you want? Hey, it dropped.
The liver is not what killed it.
It also has
body.
full damage to its body, so you completely destroyed its body and liver in 2 shots.
Yeah. So yeah, but the liver. The point is, the liver is not what was lethal to drop it in its tracks. That is not how animals go down.
It was the liver and body being shot. That was the bullet that killed it. The bullet that went through the body and the liver.
I'm talking game mechanics versus real life. That's what I'm saying. A destroyed liver does not drop an animal where it stands. That's why I was talking about actually hunting from the get-go, as I was comparing it to really, if I shot a deer's liver out, it ain't gonna drop on the spot.
Yeah, but if you shoot a deer's liver out and it's like the 3rd time you've shot that deer with a bullet, that might be the shot that drops
One of those bullets that was in the Tamimus was its tail. That's about as non-lethal as it almost gets on a dinosaur.
Yeah. Still trauma, blood loss.
Mm.
But trauma and blood loss doesn't drop animals that quickly again.
He's a gentle soul. He's not very...
Yeah.
Let's look up Tamimus. I have no idea.
It's like, okay, but I'm looking at Blood Trail. Here's the first point where I hit it, and then it dropped here in the swamp. Like, if I hit the liver back at the first point where all that blood splatter is, where the red mist is, then I'd be willing to believe that the liver dropped it. But the liver was the last shot. So it's just one of those goofy moments of a game mechanic dictating, like, giving you, not a mythos, but like a storyline. But I can tell you as someone who's killed deer, and how it goes down.
So he is about, like, deer sized. Apparently, all we have from this fella is, like, a leg bone. Maybe
much.
2? 2 femurs.
Wait, what? What's wrong with this? How?
What?
Is this one of our own Ankies that just turned on us? Or did a wild one wander all the way into the base?
A wild one wandered all the way into the base, I think.
Damn. I wonder if it spawned inside the area above. I feel like that's happened. Like, we had some Abumasaur or something like do that once. And you had to go take care of it.
Well, yeah, we did have Umasaurs that came in at one point. I'm gonna send Mushinto to go back up this UT that's currently getting murdered.
Yeah. So he could use some buddies. There they are.
Big brothers came in to help him out.
Yeah. His cousins. Yeah, finish it off and eat it up. Exactly what they're doing.
Yep. Yeah, so that's an Anki that wandered into here for whatever reason. And this Uteranus decided to hunt it because it could.
Oh, no, it said I thought it said maddened.
Yeah, the Uteranus started hunting, attacked it.
Oh, gotcha.
It was an allied creature drives at Manhunter.
Oh, okay. I thought it went Manhunter of its own fruition. It just wandered in here and suddenly was very angry about it.
Yeah, if it went Manhunter of its own volition, it wouldn't already be being attacked by one of our animals. Our animals would ignore it. It would ignore our animals and go after the people. But if it's already engaged with an animal because the animal attacked it, then it will go Manhunter but continue fighting the animal it's already engaged with. That's how you tell the difference. Oh, this wall did get built. Let's expand the allowed area. Which apparently I already allowed them out of the walls here and never
Whoa,
fixed
we have
it.
a colonist starving. He was way too focused on.
Oh
crafting
yeah,
stuff.
I did task Eats Love Kills and some crafting because they had unfinished craft jobs that were nearly completed that were holding up other shit. I forgot.
Oh, he's out of bed.
No, he's
By the
fine.
way, we're over an hour.
Yes. Let's end.